Welcome back, everyone.
We're early.
We are early.
We're early.
You know what kind of show that Christopher and I put on?
Wow, early?
It's an early show.
It's not an early show. It's a on-time show.
You know what? You're right. On time is early.
Every other day he's late. What gives? I don't know. Maybe it's not a Chris problem. Maybe it's a...
I swear to goodness, if
say it
you
out
say
loud,
it's
Jason.
Jordan problem, I will press the spark button again.
Okay. Okay.
I got Christopher
Hey, you guys
real
see,
good earlier today.
I
Hello,
was-
everyone.
You guys see this? We're early. We're you and your palette cam, your double palettes.
Hey,
Jordan.
you know, double pallets all the way across.
How's everybody
the sky.
doing? We got General Ginkgo, Little Billy,
Rattle Can,
Lumberjack, Alex,
Paint
WP, Paint Liquor,
General
Rattle
Ginkgo,
Can. Welcome in,
Lumberjack Tim, number 33, Alex WP. Hey-o.
I just said all these names.
Shush your face.
Are you even listening?
Shush your
he
face.
doesn't listen to me, Chad.
Look, I am an important part of this team. And my voice can be heard as well.
I
Christopher.
mean, Rattle Can. His name is Slow Fuse. That's correct. Chris Mars, what's up?
Hi, Chris Mars.
I'm so happy that you're all here.
I'm
And,
even
let's
happier that you're all here.
Let's just dive right in. Let's do this
All right,
because I gotta
so
hurry.
Christopher, give us a breakdown
Here's the breakdown.
of where we are currently at,
Yep.
what
So,
your goals are for today,
what my goal is for today.
and
Yes.
tell them how nice of a beautiful day it is.
It's a wonderful day. Just on the cusp of 100 degrees here in Phoenix, Arizona, and a Mountain Standard Time of 1:58 p.m. We got Jordan at
Hey,
the helm.
hello.
And me trying to finish this dragon. I won't finish it today.
What's going on?
Do it.
Sulfurish.
So
Sugar rush.
yesterday, I did a bunch of stippling, a lot of stipple brushing, and I used dark plum, black red, orange oxide to stipple all of this. And I essentially am going for the old scheme of the original Hobbit illustration. So he's gonna have more of a yellow body and more of these like red, accents, I would say, on his like scaly parts and his wings. And then yesterday, after I did that stippling, you can see an example when I did the wing. I made this really fun wash / transparent workup using Glazing wash, transparent red, right, and a little bit of Payne's gray wash to make this fun wash here. And then on just the scaly parts, I did orange red, then pink, then Nova orange, just very, very lightly on all of those. And yeah, now I think we're at the stage where I'm going to wash this.
Okay, but before we wash it, it's really important that we give a beautiful round of applause to Panic Bomb Arcade for the Tier 1 sub for 22 months. Here we go!
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate you. We appreciate us. We appreciate we. Good job.
Also, this is a 250 stream streak.
Oh, Moses. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Panic Bomb, thank you.
Yes, Panic Bomb, we appreciate that. Hey, we appreciate Jordan.
Hey, you know what?
Hey.
I also appreciate you.
All right, let's do this. Now here's my mix from yesterday. You think I could revive this?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, look at this. It's still a little moist.
I mean, I would call that a little bit more than a little moist.
Just add just a touch of water.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You heard that Chris was getting fired on stream tonight?
This is it?
Yep, Chris,
This
you're
is
fired.
it for me. My glory days.
In fact, Chris, hey, I need you to press that little button right over there.
Which one? Oh, I won't do it. It's like a self-eject button. I can't press it on myself. Yeah.
You can when
I
you
won't.
need to eject.
I can't and I shouldn't.
Christopher, the plane's going
I
down.
can't and I shan't and I won't.
We're below the hard deck. You
Here
need to
we go.
eject.
I'm going over to the wings. Now, Jordan yesterday scolded me for not using an airbrush, so I'm not going to do it again.
I didn't scold you.
You were like, Chris, what the heck, bro? No, I'm kidding.
Does that sound like something that I would say?
I didn't want to clean the airbrush
Chat.
because I'm lazy.
That's accurate.
So that's the reason why I'm not
That's
airbrushing.
actually the accurate.
Plus, like I
reason.
said yesterday, look at how... Ooh. Oh, and this was my mix from yesterday.
Yeah. So what's this workup again? What's this mix?
This is Glazing wash, transparent red, and Payne's gray wash.
What a nice little addition. That Payne's gray wash just like
Just a
shifts
touch.
it just a little bit towards that purpley range.
It's
which
almost
is delightful.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like purple, but it cools off the red a little bit more. This already starts out as kind of a magenta red anyways, so I think the Payne's Gray really works well with the transparent red.
Yeah, I'm really liking it right now. So, what's up, Dusty Hobbies? Dusty Hobbies, I saw that you gave Gabe a hard time at UKGE.
Yeah, please, if you are in the UK,
I saw that in Discord.
Give him a hard time.
That's awesome. Hopefully you were able to try out the heavy body acrylics, the expert acrylics. I might use those today.
Yeah,
I might
you
give
should.
them a whirl when I do the body. Maybe I will do airbrush. I probably
Ooh,
should.
CX Turbo 81, happy birthday to Jason on his actual birthday.
Yes. For all of you who don't know this, it is Jason's birthday, so shout out to Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason, if you're watching this out
Happy
there.
birthday.
I know you're probably not, but
probably recovering
we are glad
from that long
you are
flight
our captain.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Excuse me? I am the captain on this stream right now.
Well, right now, you're the captain of the stream. Well, no. Technically, if we're sticking to my continued metaphor, you're technically the boat. So the producer's the boat.
Okay.
Right? I am the captain.
Okay.
And chat is always the waves beneath the boat.
Is Jason the wind beneath our
No,
sails?
I said Jason is the captain. Whoever's sitting up here, when I say sitting, I mean standing.
But what is he in relation to us in this current metaphor?
Right now, currently, the almighty being at will.
The almighty being at will.
That's right. Not only did I get to try the expert acrylics, Christopher, but I'm here to deliver some big news using the powers vested in me by Jason USBC Craze. You are now fired. Thank you.
Dusty Hobbies, that's minus one sushi point.
Oh.
Don't worry, I got your back.
Dusty Hobbies, hey. Good luck with that. Who's got the train whistle? Hey, can I see the train whistle? Let me see that real quick. I want to show the people. Don't do this. Please don't do this. This is the train whistle right here. Oh, it's kind of weak. There it is.
I can't do the double.
I've got the train whistle. I'll just keep that here. You know what? Team Jabe fired. Dusty Hobbies, you're banned. Yeah, this is team.
Hey! That's what we think about that.
That's what we think about that. Speaking of thinking about that, welcome in, everybody. I'm painting up Smaug today. The tyrannical, the unaccessibly wealthy.
So what's your goal for start to finish on this project for today? Like
for today,
how much are you planning on kind of...
I'm going to get this beautiful wash kind of going on all of the places where it needs to be.
And you're putting this on all the wing membrane stuff, right?
Yes.
Are you going to put this on any of those
I was
going
to put this up here in the scales.
No. Well, that area is all wing membrane, right?
No, I'm sorry. Like this stuff too.
Got it. Okay.
I was going to put it on everything? Question mark? What's that?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Yes, I'm going to put it on everything. I don't know. I'm still playing. Right now I'm going to stick with the membranes. And then maybe I'll just dry brush. Maybe I'll just dry brush that other stuff instead of slopping this on everywhere. And when I mean slopping, I mean like Sloppy Joe, you know? You can call me whatever you want, Sloppy.
Oh, dang.
Whoa, hey.
Also,
what's up?
What the heck?
What's
Another 250 stream streak.
200 by who?
2 minutes ago from the one, the only Mechanized Imposter.
That's awesome. What's up, Doghouse?
Welcome.
We are so glad. Imposter, that is 200. You guys are awesome. I don't need to spell it out for you. You're all the best.
We got a nice question here from Restream brought colon bracket YouTube colon Dungeon Space Tales bracket. Working on a big project. Vizic. Any recommendations from the Procro line for a sickly skin tone? Oh. Actually, Christopher, this kind of enters the realm of some of your favorite colors.
You know, I like.
Do you want to give him one?
Sickly skin tone that Jason did really quick before. I'm going to grab his model here. He did on this guy. So if you go back and look at the VODs, right? He did this like greenish work up here, right? That was, I believe it was royal purple, bright yellow green or yellow green. I have it focused on the whole table, so it might be a little out of focus.
Yeah.
But then he did a bunch of glazing with the gray green from the amp set. I'm really liking gray green for Deadly Skin. Glazing gray green after you do, some under painting essentially. So that's my answer. What do you think, Jordan? What do you like?
I mean, so generally speaking, kind of hitting the. Let me put this back to the screen. So I think like Jason kind of does a lot. Sickly skin is one of those things that I think benefits the most out of any sort of skin tone type recipe. Can't speak. From glazes and underpainting. Because the nature of sickly skin is that it is more translucent. It is showing more of the kind of under, like the bits underneath the skin. That using those sorts of techniques really, really well replicates the kind of the realistic way that those things appear. So I think using something like a khaki or like a various gray greens maybe as a base or some kind of desaturated greens to start with, and then building up your highlights, and then after you have the values established, going back in and imparting a bunch of this sickly kind of purples and blues and things like that, greens, yellows, into the skin afterwards is really where you get it to have that effect.
Nice.
As demonstrated by the model that Christopher showed here just a minute ago. Don't forget that little triangle bit in between its elbow.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you been? Go scroll up a little bit over here on Restream. I was missing Papa Chicken. Not gonna lie, it's good to see your face, Chris, today. Welcome. Where have you been? That's right, Papa Chicken. Where have you been? Wild to see Smaug that is more than just primer. What a treat.
Papa Chicken, hello.
Hey,
good friends.
You're welcome.
Wad Tomato
First
N.
of all, thank you, and you're welcome.
I hope these people
Wad?
have not been calling you Wad Tomaton, because that is not your name. Your name is Wad Tomato N.
I just call him Wad. I call him that dirty dog Wad.
That's disgusting.
What?
That's so inappropriate.
That's not inappropriate.
Oh, hello, Panda. Hello.
Awkwardish.
Walrus of blood. Hello.
How you doing?
Howdy.
Mo, what up?
Thumb palette. What's going on?
Okay, yeah, so this
Big
is...
Daddy 72.
I'm kind of not going on here because I am going to dry brush this kind of like how I did the other side. And then I'm going to blend this later, essentially. I'm flipping it around so that you all can see the angles. And for all of you who are wondering, I will go back and paint.
I love it, just like knocking on the model.
Just lightly. Oh, I'm being very careful.
Are you going to go a lot darker on the inside of the wings because of the shadows?
I am.
Mm.
I'm going to be very cartoony with this one because I'm going for the vibe of the original illustration of it. For all of you, I should have put a reference up in OBS.
Do you want me to put a reference up?
No. I meant for them, like making an entire scene, but it's okay. Y'all can Google the original illustration.
I can do that. I promise I won't break anything.
I don't want it. I take it back. Do your research.
Chat, don't listen to him. He's trying to get you in trouble for not doing your homework.
That's right.
And you have no homework.
And for all of you who are curious, this was still my mix from yesterday. All I did was add water to it, and it revived it. Just doing the membrane parts. Here, it's looking very.
It's looking something.
I'm liking this.
No, I'm also liking this a lot.
And then I'm gonna let this not dry. I kind of like started getting it in here a little bit.
Dusty Hobbies. You know who wouldn't try to get me in trouble? Gabe. That's a lie.
Gabe tried to get you in trouble?
No. Dusty Hobbies said, you know who wouldn't try to get me in trouble?
Gabe?
Gabe.
No, he would.
He 100% would.
I wouldn't trust
I have
him.
to tell you
that
that man is a devious monster.
A dubious
Also,
villain at best.
Hello, Gosu Cutie. Good morning.
Ghost Hunter, why isn't Christmas Sushi using the DA100? You know what? I actually legitimately thought about it, but I decided not to.
I did think about telling him to get a bigger
custom product
brush.
he's made. So I just don't, I don't do that kind of stuff. That's right. Hats off to you. Hey. That's inappropriate.
What are you talking about? What happened?
That's inappropriate, Jordan.
I blanked out.
That was a real one. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay, Jordan. You are just trying to get me. I gotta focus. This is serious business painting stream. All right. So what I just did, just to bring you all back up to speed, took my little glaze and wash and transparent debacle and put it all over the membranes thus far. And now it's drying. Now I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna cheat, Jordan. Where's my little honey?
Hello?
Where's my super suit? Where did I put that thing? Ha, here it is. Yes. My gun.
Whoa. That is not a thing you say and wield about a thing on stream.
This is my air gun.
Christopher.
Christopher. Here we go.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Y'all see what I have to deal with every day? Chat.
It's called speed. Hold.
Who's the new painting on stream? That's Christopher.
Hi, it's Christopher.
That's the sushi man himself.
It's probably really loud right now. Drying up Smaug, the tyrannical, the terrible.
Oh, I know what this chat has to deal with, Blood Walrus. Don't you worry about it.
Speaking of speed, welcome in. Where have you been? What's up? Sorry, everybody. Now you can hear.
Papa Chicken with a 5 stream streak.
Papa Chicken.
Let's get in there with a round of applause.
Awkwardish. I see what you're dealing with, Jordan. I'm having to deal with Jordan. Ugh. Yesterday
I'm a freaking delight.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. All right, so now I'm going to dry brush on some orange red.
So, okay. What's your plan to transition from...
Hey, you know what your plan... All your plans...
I'm asking you a legitimate question, sir.
Your plans? I don't have any plans.
Oh, don't you be careful. I got a button over here that you know you don't like.
Okay.
I will press this button.
What's your... continue with your question.
Okay. So I thought. I will press this button.
Don't do it.
Okay, so the legitimate question I have, which I think will be a helpful thing for stream to know.
Yes.
What is your plan to transition from this somewhat darker color palette that you've got going on with the scales?
Yes.
Into kind of an orangey color down into the lighter belly scales?
Yes. My plan is to think about what yellow base I would like to start with. We were talking about what? That was like orange-brown we were talking about?
I think orange-brown would be a wonderful color to use.
I think orange-brown is what
it is.
The base. I'm going to stipple that on kind of similar to this. And then what I was going to do was I was going to test some of like the nickel azo yellow and primary yellows.
Oh, I love it. As glazing on top.
Glazing.
I love it.
Right? I might do one step. Well? I might do one more step before orange-brown, something that's a little darker.
You know what you could do?
What's that?
You could do a little bit of the dioxazine violet or dioxazine violet purple. I forget whether it's violet or purple.
Violet.
It's violet.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's violet.
Yeah. And use that.
Okay.
Plus a little bit of the pyro red.
Okay.
In a sort of translucent form to do some shadow glazing on the membrane for the wings.
Okay. I could try that.
That could look really nice to darken up some of those areas.
I might give that a whirl.
Shadow.
I might give that a whirl.
It'd be a nice, delightful plan.
I might give that a whirl. Am I broken?
You are broken. Panic Bomb Arcade, why isn't he airbrushing? Because he is a glutton for punishment.
No, I legitimately didn't. I said it yesterday. I don't want to. I love doing it this way, and that's just my preference. I love the dry brushing and like the smudge brushing. Smudge brushing. You know what I meant. So I prefer it this way. So that's why I'm not doing that. And yeah, I'll die on that sword.
Delightful.
Plus, this goes relatively quick too. So
heck yeah.
I'm really getting some nice results here quickly. I'm still on stream right there, right? Just like
Mr. Cyberspy 1.
Yes.
Asking about the method 27. I believe that was the same short or methodology rather.
Yes.
That we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
You should prime your figure with black and then stipple the paints on afterwards. Yes. That is how I would do it. In fact, that's how I did it on the short.
Yep, I'm stippling right now as we speak.
Gosu is also asking what the recipe is for the red, the modeled red.
This red? Or is this red, Gosu? What you talking about? Right now I'm using orange red just to stipple on some scales here. I might start... Here's going to be the hard part, is flipping this model upside down.
Yes.
And painting the actual other parts of this. It's truly, I've got to really think about that when we get there.
He's specifically asking about the modeled red on the membrane.
Oh, yes. So this is transparent red, glaze and wash medium, and Payne's gray. In the ratios, I did a 1 part transparent red, 3 parts glaze and wash medium, and 1 part Payne's gray wash, essentially. I probably should have taken some more paint off right there, but that's okay. I know I'm really just getting this to a place right here. Okay. I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to start dry brushing. I'm trying, Gosu. I'm trying. I'm doing it for you, the people. We, the people. Us, the people.
You're not of the we.
Oh, I am? Peoples. No. We are the people. Nope. We are painting this together.
I'm not painting it.
Yeah, you and Jason, man, you still haven't adapted yet. We are painting this as a team. We are all in this together.
I'm sorry, Christopher, I need to interrupt you with a question.
What's that?
How's your day? I'm just kidding.
It's going great. Thank you for asking. Yes. It's a fun mix. Thank you, Gosu. I'm playing around. You know, Mr. Jordan over here keeps asking me for my plan, and I keep making up stuff. That's the plan. I'm exploring.
I'd have had this plan.
Can you turn on the
away.
palette cam? Oh. Even though I hate that I have to say that, but I also kind of, you know, I get it. Oh, there it is. Paletteception.
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 Palette cam within the palette cam.
So now I'm going to go back over the scales and do another dry brush. Kind of got some red-orange left from that.
Papa Chicken Sales Life is treating me very well. Although I do miss hanging out with you guys here.
He tells me daily, he's like, you know what? I'm so glad I don't have to deal with these people anymore. He comes over, he's like, do. My name's Jordan. My name's Jordan.
My name's Jordan.
My name's Jordan, and I do not want to deal with those people. Every morning he does that. It's crazy, dude.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And just do a light dry brush on the whole thing. Really.
Let's see here. Cyber Spy. So another question. After I do the Method 27, I wanted to do a rust look. Do you think that doable since Necrons are machines? I'm not sure I understand this question, Cyber Spy, because Method 27 is a rust recipe that involves some like metallic dry brushing on top of it. This would be a great workup for Necrons. I think it would look really cool. In fact, I've seen it done really well with like a nice blue glow, or a red glow is really cool.
Dusty Hobbies, yes, he does the same thing as Jason, yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, they're like do 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 do. My name's Jordan.
My name's Jordan.
So right now I'm just taking pink and just dry brushing very lightly over the scales here. I'm going to just focus on this side of the model. I'll get to the other side later.
Wait, does Jason do the beep boops now?
No.
Because I know Jason always laughs really hard when I do the beep boop, I am a robot thing. It gets him when he never expects it.
Jason does a lot of things that he says he doesn't do, like
singing and dancing.
And it is his birthday today, so I have to show him some respect.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Hey, speaking of Jason, happy birthday, Jason, out there.
No respect.
So right now, again, I'm just taking this dry brush of pink and lightly going over these scales, kind of all over the wings here. Because then after that, I'm going to go right into Nova Orange dry brush.
Ooh, okay. Christopher.
Yes.
Twisty Farmer has a great question here.
Depends.
Do you have any tricks or tips?
Yeah.
On loading the dry brush? I feel like I pick up an inconsistent amount.
Yeah. For me, right, when I have my dry brush, I always go, I never do to the side. I always going up and down, right? I do, if you look at my palette over here, right? It just kind of dab the top and I load it up, right? Just not a whole lot on the bristles, just up at the top here. And then I'll go over to my paper towel here and I'll just do this. I'll do a circle motion to get it kind of all over the surface, which then kind of equals out all the paint to where I want it. And with this, there's still a little raised edge on the DD3, so you still have to kind of be careful as you're getting it. But essentially, that's what I do. And then I just do that a little bit with my paint, and that's how I get consistency. And I always take off more than I think I'll need, because sometimes when I don't take off enough, you'll get that really big smudge, right? And I am doing that kind of here already. I am getting a lot of smudges on purpose, but it can get frustrating if you don't take enough off of the brush,
Cyber Spy
answers your question.
Wanted to add like rust or oxide look on the Necrons after the 27 to make them look like they're... Yeah, pigments are great for that. That's one of my best and favorite utilizations for pigment powders, is after you do a nice like dry brush recipe like that, where you get, a little bit of rust effect on the metal, and then you put a little bit of powder pigment on top of it. Makes it feel really nice and dusty and gross. And Blood Walrus, I have one middle initial, and it is D.
It's HBDC. Nope. Jordan Lamb.
It is just D. JDL.
JDL? JDLB, ABC, the letter...
And if anybody can guess my middle name, I will buy them a bottle of Expert Acrylic.
Oh. Wow. Yeah. I think I know it.
You're not allowed to.
He didn't specify before he said it out loud.
Nope, not Dean. That is not correct.
Dean? It's a
Daryl.
right? What is it?
It's a D.
It's a D.
D is in dog.
It's Drake.
It's not dog. It's not Drake.
It's Drake.
Jordan D's Nuts Lamb.
Thank you. I was just about to say that, Wad. But I did it.
That
I knew somebody was going to do it.
Hilarious and well worth a round of applause.
Horrible. These people are horrible. Okay.
Fantastic.
Take Nova Orange and dry brushing over all of the pink.
Ooh, Nova Orange. Now, hold on. Why are you dry brushing on top of the dry brushing you've already done?
Because I just want a little bit of orange on the pink.
Why not glaze this on?
Because I like dry brushing. And I don't want that much. I am going very lightly. Like, very lightly over the pink.
I like it.
Just
I think
like a little bit.
Where you're going is looking very nice.
Yeah, like I said, if you all need that reference on why I'm going more orangey pinkish, you can see that reference on the original illustration of the Hobbit book, Smaug. That's kind of where I was getting my inspiration for this, right? Now, we'll see. I might do some more of the... we'll see. Right now, I'm just adding a little bit of Nova Orange to the pink because I don't want the pink to be like super pink. I'll make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. What's going on?
Nobody has gotten the middle name right. My hero. Jordan, are you excited for the new edition of Heresy coming out? I feel like it's been a minute since we've chopped it up about 30K. Yeah, honestly,
a lot of people are getting excited.
A lot of people are getting excited. People who haven't played before.
Kyle also really likes it. Our general manager, he kind of getting us all inspired.
Yeah, Kyle and I are probably the two here who really play the most.
I don't know if I'm going to play it.
You should.
I'm thinking about it, but
I mean, you got a bunch of stuff.
Nah, I'm not for, yes. But I'm not going to, unless I think I'm going to really commit, I'm not going to.
I would say if there were a game to commit to.
If there's demons, yes.
There are demons.
I know. I want to see what they look like before I really, really commit.
Well.
But that's what I'll probably end up doing.
So here's kind of the cool thing about demons in this world, Christopher.
What's that? They can kind of be whatever.
They can kind of be whatever.
That's what Kyle was telling me.
So this is kind of before the demons really started to like coalesce into being very specifically like one of the 4 like specific types, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have like the Nurgle or the Zinch. They're just kind of like generic demons.
Derek,
no. Dawson, no. Dominic, no. Diego,
Dawson.
No. Yep.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know what it is. I figured it out.
What, my middle name?
Yeah.
Don't say, please.
I don't actually remember. I would like to guess. I think it's I know what it is.
Okay.
But I won't say it.
Okay.
I believe I know what it is. I don't want to say it and then have it be correct because then hey, you know what the other thing is too I haven't done that you all get to see me do right after this is my favorite thing of all time. And that's doing olive flesh on the whole thing. It's my very fun time.
Spitfire Miniatures will paint bond to the spray varnish. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I essentially have this to where I would like it to be.
All right, Thumb Palette, you're officially you cannot submit any more suggestions. No spamming the chat.
Will Bond, James Bond? Yeah. I think I know what it is.
Yeah, we're officially done with the guessing. All right,
it's Damien.
Damien?
Isn't it Damien?
No.
Is it close? What is it?
Sort of
Tell
ish.
us.
So you know who actually was the closest?
Well, who's that?
It was Cochilico.
Cochilico?
Cochilico. The letters are all correct. There's the correct number of them, but they're in the wrong order.
Okay.
Kachilico said Dean.
Dean?
My middle name is, in fact, Dane.
Dane. Ah.
Yes.
I see.
And
Dane. What do we do when we feel like this?
Gotcha. Dane.
Yeah. It's like actually a pretty reasonable middle name.
It's reasonable.
It's you know.
I like how you call it reasonable.
Well,
it's
you know,
reasonable.
You know how people have those like really wonky middle names where you're just like, that's weird. They just gave you like a weird second first name,
right?
But mine is not. Like I wouldn't be like, call me by my middle name. My name's Dane. Actually, that'd be pretty hard, to be honest.
I'm taking some dark plum and I'm going back to the underside of the wings, but I'm keeping it really wet here.
As far as reasonable the middle names are.
This is so difficult to show you all.
Ooh, Captain Mannerings. Hello. You guys said hello to my man at the UK Games Expo, Gabe.
Nice.
He is a great guy and confirms Christmas sushi is evil. Yep.
Me?
Accurate.
That's not true.
That's very true. You're trying to do stuff.
Yeah. This is not... I am not doing this. I have determined it. I'm going to use this paint on the palette, but I am going to probably airbrush this later. This part, the underside of the wings. I don't want to waste any paint, though. Not a paint waster.
Captain Mannerings was so kind to drop by and say hello to me when I was at UK Games Expo last year.
Very fun. Captain Mannerings, I hope you gave Gabe a good old-fashioned...
Yep.
Good old time.
Yep. Give him a good old hard time.
So I'm just doing some dark plum under the wings.
How's he holding up? Is he holding up good over there?
Who's that? Gabe?
Yeah.
Nah, we don't care. He'll be fine. You heard me. You're fine. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that business.
Oh, shoot. Thumb Palette did say Dane. It was during all the spam, though.
That's right, Thumb Palette. That's what happens when you spam.
Yeah, that's what happens when you spam.
Can't help you. All right. So that's kind of where I am at now with this guy.
Crucial Blue, thank you very much. Hello. Hey, folks. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. Having an awesome Friday, excuse me.
We're having a great Friday.
We are having an excellent Friday. It's kicking off just the way we want it to be.
That's right. So I am just cleaning my dry brush a little bit. I think I'm done with this amount of workup.
Brutal Burrito, this is actually an interesting question.
What is it?
Who would win in a fight between Smaug and a Balrog? That's like an interesting question.
So just so that we're talking about Smaug. We're not talking about like the wingless drakes, right? I would say if I had to be a betting man, Smaug versus a Balrog, I think would be a very, very equal fight.
That's kind of where my brain's at.
For a couple reasons. Obviously, they all fought essentially, they all fought together alongside Morgoth when he really introduced them, right, in the War of Wrath. So the War of Wrath is where you start, see where you saw like Enkelligon the Black, like the big, obviously that dragon. If you don't know, if you're not aware,
this is like Big Daddy Dragon.
No, that's Glaurung, who's the father of dragons. He's the OG, but
who could
Enkelligon
certainly
the Black
screw
is
up
like
a
the size
Balrog.
of a mountain, like dwarfs anything on the planet.
Which I'm assuming would totally destroy a Balrog, no problem.
Which would totally wipe him out. Yeah. Smaug, though, was considered a small winged dragon. Considered a small wing.
Smaug,
yes, was considered small for his size, right? Or for his species of winged drake. So I would say it'd be a good fight. I would say it's 50-50. But yes, Flapjack, you're right. He would mess up quite a few. So that's what I'm saying. I think
Gandalf the Grey could have beaten up Smaug.
There's room to say that he could have probably put up a fight.
I mean, he did kill a Balrog.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he kind of 50-50 to a Balrog.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like, I think, you know, the Astari definitely had the potential to destroy large things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gandalf, Saruman, all the Astari. So that's what I would say.
So
that's my only Lord of the Rings question you guys get.
That leads me to my...
You only get one. I already said it.
Adjacent to Lord of the Rings question.
Adjacent. No, I'm a Chris.
Whom
shall we do?
Whom amongst all of the characters...
It's whom amongst.
Whomst amongst...
Whomst amongst... Yeah, what's that?
The characters of Middle-earth.
Okay.
The beings that dwell there.
Okay.
In... Assuming they were present in modern times on Earth, whomst might be the most well-dressed?
The most well-dressed?
This is the question I thought about earlier today. And
I would say, when I say well-dressed, I would say fairest. I would say Galadriel was probably the fairest.
Prettiest does not mean most well-dressed.
I think you could assume that if she was the fairest, that she was considered in the world to be extremely well-dressed. So I would say that as well. She was... So that's what I would say. Yes, and also somebody was just mentioning elves have killed Balrogs. Yes, there are... Don't discount some of the old elves, you know. Golfing and all that with Morgoth. That was a beautiful fight. So, hey, you know what? Yeah, Bilbo.
Elrond, I will not elaborate.
He was the most well-dressed. Bilbo Baggins, straight up. I'll take that to the bank.
Dripping
He's
like
just
mad.
Dripping. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to figure out how to paint the other side of this model without destroying it. And for all of you to see.
Tom Bombadil reads to me like a guy who'd be wearing some sweatpants and a hoodie.
Sweatpants and a hoodie.
With a beanie on.
Okay.
Looks a little scruffy. Like he
I am so scared.
He's had a long weekend. You are doing some precarious stuff right now.
So for all of you who now understand why I sub-assembled this is why.
Yeah. The problem is, if you were to sub-assemble the wings, right?
Yeah.
There is so... And you guys didn't see this before we, fixed it up. There is so much gap. This model has so many gaps.
It was actually unfortunate.
It's not that it's not a bad kit. It's just a huge model. And it is an old model that they've cast a bajillion times. And so... You know, when these molds get really old, they don't cast as well.
Right.
When it's, version 50 of the mold, or 10 or 12 or something, because they've had to make so many copies of it.
Maybe I do the airbrush on this one.
Then, you run into problems. So,
Jordan, could you turn the airbrush on for me?
Oh, dearie me.
I'm going to try airbrushing this.
All right.
Do you know how to do that?
Chat, give me just a moment, please.
He'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Let me switch it over to the palette cam.
You're switching it over to the palette cam. Paletteception is what he's doing. I see. Yes, these ones are just they're very interesting. These sculpts, super cool, a lot of cool details. But a little precarious.
Precarious?
Precarious.
What pray tell?
What pray
does precarious mean?
I have no idea.
How the tables turn.
Ah, yes.
Crawling back to big airbrush.
Tables have turned.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. This model is a lot of work.
It really is. I'm thinking. Let me think. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, chat. Can you switch it back, please?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm going to do the dark burgundy. Some glaze and wash.
Okay, hold on. Question. Why dark burgundy instead of dark plum?
did not want to use dark plum again, but now that you mention that, I want to.
Dark plum is the color that you've been using on this whole model of undertones.
I'm going to use different. I'm going to use a different color for the yellow. And what I'm going to do before I do that is, where is it? Okay, dark camera. Let's do. Ooh, maybe I do a green. I do a hold black green. All right, chat. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do glaze and wash with black green. Right? This is going to be my airbrush mix. Right? My airbrush mix. And then with some water. Right? Just a little.
Yeah, I would have used an airbrush from the get-go. I would not.
No,
I would not have messed around doing this by hand. I would still have done a lot of stippling.
I only wanted to do stipple. I'm going to continue to use stipple after this. I'm just putting down a base layer because I have an idea. Essentially, I'm going to do this mix-up, right? Then I'm going to stipple on the yellow that I want, starting with very dark. Nice.
Are you using red? Green?
Yep. Dark black green, folks. Yeah, I'm already digging what I'm thinking here.
He's digging what he's thinking. Christopher.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Think not what chat can do for you, but what you can do for chat.
Think not what you can do for chat, but what chat can do for you.
Is Smaug taking a nap? Indeed.
Yeah, he's tired.
He's tired. He's tired, old boy. Somebody ran out of paint. Papa Chicken, can I just say how refreshing it is to see a fantastic painter like Chris approach what would be a dream model to many with a let's F around and find out strategy?
Hey, yeah, you know, and I wanted to do that on purpose. Because
and let me finish their statement because there's a nice little bit at the end really quick. Just says that it really reinforces the whole it's just paint, don't be afraid of the model thing.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. I'm glad you said that. I'm hoping that I have a sort of a plan, but right now I am for lack of term, winging it, right? But I'm also I'm exploring, right? I'm just exploring. So hopefully you guys kind of see it. I'm really sorry about the camera and how this actually shows up. So hopefully you guys understand what I'm doing. I've already painted a lot of the top, so now I'm kind of just painting the base.
Belly rubs.
The belly rubs, right?
Also, when you're back to doing stippling, hopefully you're gonna do a little bit more stippling today.
Yeah.
Cyber Spy would love to get a little bit of an idea of how to do that.
Yeah. For me, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot because I feel like I'm just priming this now with this mix.
You're not priming. You're applying base colors.
Yeah, I've got.
You can even do a little bit of transitions here. You
can
bring it up to the brighter color. Do some orange transitions.
Yeah, I'm gonna You'll see. I'm gonna stipple on a lot of the. Yeah, you'll see me do some more stippling. Stippling is my favorite thing to do on all models all the time. Right? I'm also like trying to avoid this side of the table, y'all, because Jason has a massive amount of beautifully painted models, and all I need to do is take my little airbrush and,
and spray it.
Have it be sprayed.
That's definitely a way to get fired.
No, I'm not spraying anything. I'm being very controlled with my spraying. So,
We're at 2:46, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Just a heads up on the time.
Yeah, so hopefully y'all can see that. Yeah, we're going to do some stipple belly glazing. Ghost Hunter. So just to remind you all, this is black green.
November 627.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a window in there, or is acrylic paint just that safe to airbrush? I haven't used one before.
We have a fan in a huge room, and I have an AC on in here too.
So, generally speaking, you want to airbrush in a open environment where there's good ventilation. We don't necessarily have good ventilation, but we have a very large space. Generally, I would recommend if you are airbrushing for a length of time and you're doing it like in your home, make sure to have like an exhaust fan that's going out to the window. This is something that
air purifier at my
but I mean even an external fan that's going to your window, that's something that you can just make with duct tape and a fan, to be honest. Yeah. There's a lot of like tricky things that you can do to make that happen. So yeah, no, it definitely. Wow, I just totally lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
You were talking about ventilation.
Yeah. So, like, I have definitely made like a custom, like, external air filter system before. You can literally take like a plastic bag, some duct tape, and a fan, and connect it to like a little hose or something. Because all you want is negative air pressure that's pulling the air from the area where you're spraying and having it go out towards the window. So if you have a fan that's pushing air out, it's creating negative air pressure and everything behind it. So all the air is moving towards where it's moving through the blades of the fan. So definitely you can use that. I'm sure there's a lot of like cool instructional videos on how to like create cool like homemade fan systems for that. They're really easy to set up.
Ooh.
Don't break anything.
I know, it's a very, very touchy model. Okay, so
I'd love to see this on the base right now, just like with where it's at.
Yeah, let me finish this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going back up. So I sprayed the underneath part of this, which I'm not going to really focus a whole lot on, but I'm just kind of going back with this green and kind of getting some of this back.
Yeah, what Alex WP is saying as well, like, you don't technically need a window. The acrylics are non-toxic. It's not going to hurt you. But there's still particulates in the air. So getting a respirator to filter out those particulates is just healthy in general. That's typically what we recommend. Luckily, like I said, we have a very large space in here. So what are you doing?
It's just so hard to move this model.
A baby J cam when, please?
No.
Sorry, folks. The producer does not have face cam anymore. All you get is my disembodied head. Or disembodied voice. If I were a disembodied head, that doesn't make sense. Because I would have had a head.
All right, y'all. So, again, I took the black green, right? I'm just exploring here. And then I'm going to go back and stipple. But essentially, I just got a layer of black green on this guy. You can turn the air compressor off.
Northrax, that's exactly it. The acrylics, the big problem is not the toxicity of the paint because it's not toxic. It's all the actual physical particulate in the air that you end up breathing in, which is not good for you.
Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more airbrushing.
These nuts cam when? Wad.
Whoa!
No, that's no wad. Not happening.
Yep, just
Papa Chicken, how you can tell me that you're hungry without telling me that you're hungry?
I probably put a little too much water in this mix-up, but...
What is the mix-up?
Oh, just the same green. Probably put a little too much water in here, but that's okay. I'm getting all kinds of dirty.
Oh? Do tell.
Chris. Getting all kinds of dirty in here. All right, and then I'm going to take... I'm also trying to make it so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, way too much water. But that's okay. Actually, that might work in my favor. So now I'm just kind of going to where all of the black parts were. Yeah, I just need to put some more paint in. I've made a very fine glaze. Yeah. Not enough. Anyway. I'm not going to focus too... Oh! It's the sound.
Christopher, that did not sound good.
No, it's okay. It's just because it's the freaking... Ugh.
That's resin on something that it shouldn't be.
But I'm liking how this is looking. I'm gonna skip some of this for now. Uh-oh. Now, for all of you who know, I have to endure this next part. You all know what's about to happen. I gotta clean my airbrush.
Give him the good old introduction.
No, I don't want to.
Yes, Mike, I did. The Dragon Boy arrived. Showed up.
Let's see.
And hello. Good morning.
Even worse up close, chat.
Oh my goodness. It's gross, Christopher.
Yeah.
So Bruto Burrito is saying that you promised that there would be a feet cam.
I never made that promise. Never in my life.
I don't know about that.
Never in my life did I do that.
Good. Okay. Later. Bye, Mike.
Never in my life did I promise a foot cam. Chat. Feet? What are you talking about? I didn't promise that.
Didn't promise it.
The Sarlacc Pit. Yeah, speaking of Sarlacc Pits, welcome in. Where have you been? Hey, thank you so much for keeping me accountable, Papa Chicken. Sorry, I was very focused there for just a second because I was trying to establish what I'm doing with my life in this model.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna airbrush this, but this is hard to airbrush in here.
What do you mean?
It's because it's big. Like I really want to get down and dirty with it.
Down and dirty.
But I actually am just gonna switch back over to stippling because, I'm gonna switch back over to stippling.
Okay. Stipple away, Christopher.
Stipple.
I know
away.
Cyber wants to have a little bit of a 1-2 on how to do the stippling.
Yeah. Making sure the airbrush is nice and clean.
Are you making sure the airbrush is nice and clean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Spraying clear, which is good. More of those. More of those. Perfect. And I take this little paper towel here.
True story, Witty doesn't have Feachiest hooves. Cyber Spy, I'm pretty sure that Christopher has been using a DD3 dry brush.
DD3.
For all of the stippling that he's been doing.
Whole thing. And then some of the dry brushing. You can turn off that air compressor now, Jordan.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to use it for like glazing or anything later on down the road?
I don't think we'll get to that. But no, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay.
I think I've showed the example of what I wanted to. I just want to get quick base layer of green on, essentially, right?
Why don't you give him, while I do this, why don't you give him an idea of what the plan is for bringing up the green to not green anymore?
My plan is that I'm going to explore, Jordan. That's my plan.
Unbearable.
Jordan wants. Jordan
Christopher.
keeps telling me, "Hey, I need this plan," and I'm gonna tell him, "Hey, we're gonna explore with this." I do have a somewhat of a plan. I'm gonna get it up to a gold. So let's start with this side. This will be a good angle for you all. Okay, so I'm gonna take my DD3, right?
DD3.
Right. Take my DD3.
Okay.
And I'm going to stipple on color. I'm gonna do I'm gonna stipple on, let's see. Let me use this color. Green brown.
Ooh, I like that.
Chris the Great Paint Explorer needed me. Yeah, hey. Go, so you're onto something. I am exploring, y'all. I am trying colors that I have not used typically for something that I would probably never have an opportunity to do. So I'm really exploring. Okay, who was it? Cyber. Yeah. Cyber. I've basically, if you see my palette here,
Cyber Spy number 1.
Poke it. I work in the same area because it doesn't take all the paint and it gets paint back up. But then, yeah, I'm just showing them how much I've taken off here. But I still do that so that it gets loaded on the brush. And then I actually come over here. Got it? This is what I'm going to do on the whole thing. Right? Actually, I can get even more. I'm going to do this kind of stipple on the whole bottom side, essentially. Smudging it. Not getting too worried here about. And then sometimes, like, after I've started dabbing, I'll go into like this, and then I'll just lightly dry brush, right? Because this, I gotta get kind of a soft base on everything.
Chris, you don't happen to know what DD stands for, do you?
I don't. That's a great question. Philip might know. I'm gonna keep stippling. This model has so many scales.
Yeah, it does.
I'm starting to see them all as I do this. So heck, I might just start just continuing the dry brush, but also giving it a little bit more stippling. Right? Dome dry brush. I think that Wad, I think you're right. I'm going to get more stippling on here. More big ones. And then I will go and then continue to dry brush like I was doing at the bottom.
Alex WP, you did mention having a glittering gold reflection. I'm interested to see how that comes out.
The what was that? Oh, the belly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so right here I'm going to use you'll see what I do for the metallics on there if we have time. I was thinking about it. We might, depending on what it looks like, because we have the challenge review on Monday. Mm-hmm. I might start for that because it takes about an hour. So I might end up doing a little bit more on the dragon on Monday, and then Jordan will be with me anyway, and then Jordan will start his project on Tuesday so that he has the full hour, because I want to get to a couple spots on this to show you guys what I'm thinking. Oh.
Oh, it is domed dry brush. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's what I figured.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so the belly, right? I'm going to stipple like magnesium, and then I'm going to use a lot of our metallics and just continue with them. So oh, I see. Cyber. So it's mostly dabbing, but how much dabbing should I do until I start brushing it on? Now, it depends on the effect you're going for. Like, I'll start with the dab, and then as the paint, for me, this is just a personal thing of like what I'm doing here, right? You'll see how it looks really chalky and kind of splotchy, right? Because at the end, I'm gonna go over this whole workup I'm doing with we're gonna actually try heavy body. I'm only gonna do this part so that you guys can actually see me do it today. But as the paint starts to really get off, then that's when I start just doing that, right? There's barely any paint left on here, so now I'm just trying to, in my mind, I'm trying to remove all of the paint off of the brush with the dry brushing until it doesn't dry brush anymore. Does that make sense, Cyber? For me, this is just how I've done it and my personal, my personal way of doing this. But I paint this way, which is a little bit splotchier. It just brings me joy. That's like why I like painting this,
Chris,
this way. Personally, what's that?
Still want you to do that short of your undead ghost workup.
Oh yes,
that
is my favorite one.
Think that chat would really love that.
The ghost, the ghostly effect, like what
that
I did
very
on the...
specific thing that we you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I did that on stream on Jason's, and I think it was on Jason's.
Well, yeah, you did do that, didn't you?
I did on stream.
You did a while ago.
It was a while ago.
It was like a special stream though.
Yes, ADC Creations. We have Chris Cam just for a little bit. Okay, so I'm done with the green brown. Now I'm going to make a bigger jump.
Round 2. Fight.
No. Yeah, okay.
Round 2.
He's putting up a sign for me. Now I'm going into golden brown. Let's look at the difference though. That's not the jump I want.
I think you would be surprised at how light that golden brown will feel.
It's not a light. It's more of like I want more color, saturation. So I'm thinking I might do yellow ochre, actually.
What kind of saturation are you looking for?
I just want it to be more yellow. Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah, I mean, yellow ochre is definitely a good way to go with that. It might be a touch darker than what you have now.
Let's see.
But you do it a test. I mean, that's why we do this, right?
That's why we're doing this. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna stipple this one.
Zephon5, thank you for hanging out. Oh my goodness, we got Tiger TV with a raid.
What's up, Raiders?
Party of 26. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get a big round of applause for Tiger.
What's up, everybody? We're stippling this dragon. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this step up here.
Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome. I hope you guys have been having a great time watching the Tiger stream. What were you guys getting up to today? Keeping busy? Yeah, Christopher is doing a spectacular job over here.
Trying out some stuff with these
Tech Elf, hi.
I'm trying some stuff. Chat.
Finished Fulgrim. Holy cow. Which Fulgrim? 40k, 30k? I'm going to guess 40k.
We're trying some stuff, chat. We're going to see how this all pans out. I'm going to add another
40k. Nice.
Random color to this here in a second.
Cyber Spy. So are you filling in the spots where the green is still showing but not covering the other paint?
Yeah, I'm letting some of the green still show. I want to make that clear too. I want some of the green to show a little bit, right? Personally. Because I think for me, it adds like a little bit more depth because again, when I'm done with it, I'm going to glaze this with a heavy body to see how it comes out, right? So essentially, I'm going to filter all these. I'm doing this splotchy underpaint so that all of the texture kind of comes out. Hopefully that is answering your question. I'm not the best when it comes to explaining the method of my madness until it actually happens.
Chris
live.
has to like be neck deep in the project and have done it a few times to be able to like.
I am
like,
very
Here's
much.
What do you do?
Yeah, and I'm very much exploring right now. But technique-wise, this is something that hopefully you're understanding like what I'm doing with the stippling. I'm being super irregular. So, oh, Aaron says, Chris, have you ever thought of using tattered cloth with a bunch of holes then airbrushing over it on the model? No, I haven't, but that is a dope idea, Aaron.
You can do that with
I like that idea.
what's it called? Wipes.
Oh,
Because that's how you do marbling.
Okay.
You're basically looking at trying to do some form of marbling.
Okay.
Or like a weird kind of crackly texture like that, which I think would look really good.
I am gonna. Hey. Hear me out, chat. Okay. Hear me out. I'm testing this. This could be bad. Or this could be great. Oh.
Tree birds use dryer sheets. That's funny.
Let's think about this. So I want some red to be in there a little bit.
So what? Why the red? And where are you putting this?
I'm thinking I might stipple some red into this too.
Like, are you just going direct red?
I might do burnt red. Yeah. Actually, let me try. No. Not. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to red orange. Orange red. Orange-ish, yeah. Hot pink. I actually did think about dark hot pink on this. But I want a little red. Oh, I'm going to test this one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going to see how this looks. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. I'm excited to see what this looks like. Okay, here we go. All right, chat. We are exploring. This one, though, I am going to take off a lot of the paint. Let's see, you want to turn on my little palette there, Jordan?
Yeah, of course. How's
it going over there?
It's going good.
Yeah. So I'm taking a lot off of this.
Here, hold on. Let me put the full one up.
Yeah, there you go. Taking a lot off.
And this is just the
orange red.
Orange red.
Yep, just orange red.
This looks so pinky on this monitor.
It does. All right, we can switch it back.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do.
You want to center up for me real quick, if you can. I know it's a little.
Let's try
scary.
That. That's good for now. At least gives you guys an idea. I took too much off the brush. Here we go. So I'm gonna really stipple this. It should be like kisses, essentially, right?
Kisses, little kisses. Now, are you gonna put a color on top of all of this?
Yes, I'm gonna glaze over this whole thing.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. This was I just wanted like a little bit of stippling of red in here. Right?
Yeah, Swifter Bear, you can watch the VOD from yesterday. I'll put up the link for you. Here's the YouTube link. The VOD will already be up. Whenever we close stream, you'll see it right away.
Yeah.
In our VOD section.
Okay.
And it's yesterday's VOD. We started it yesterday from scratch, and we're continuing on it today.
That's right. We're making some good progress on this. Okay, because the big test for this now, y'all, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to make a glaze with our heavy bodies, essentially, right? And it's gonna be I'm gonna make it. Can you bring up a reference for me again?
Yeah, the original reference.
Yeah.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's almost gonna be more red. Thank you, Swifter Bear. I'm trying. I'm exploring. That's kind of like what I was talking to Jordan about the other day. I'm like, I just want to explore with this, right? That's my main goal, is exploring with this. So this is okay, perfect. Yep. You could probably just Google it. You don't need to.
I'm trying to get a bigger image of it.
I just need to remind. I could also bring it up on my phone.
Hold on.
How hard was it to get the back grill off of smog? Actually, it wasn't. I just sprayed over. I just reprimed it. It worked great. Trash time. Nah, left-handed painting only down with righty. Yeah. Because he also has. It's funny. He has some white on his belly. You can just move it over. There you go. That's fine right there, okay. Jordan. That's good. I just want to see. Okay, so it's gonna be like orange. Okay. Okay.
It like has a pretty strong delineation between where it goes to that kind of like tan.
Yeah.
Beige color. And
okay.
then it has the scales and through orange.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Like almost like a red.
Also, we have about 45 minutes.
All right.
Today's actually going much quicker.
Red.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Remember,
here,
chat.
we're gonna put up the palette because
yeah.
we want to see what you're doing over here with the.
Okay, here's what we're doing. This is my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're going to just going to test this. A little bit.
I'm totally getting these on my way home today.
I bought them. Okay, so, all right. Here's my one disclaimer. This is the first time I've used these. Right? I am not the best at glazing. So for all of you out there who are in test land like I am, this is pretty moist brush. I'm just going to start mixing these colors. Okay. I'm going to add a bunch of water. Remember, like I said, this is my disclaimer. Oh, too much of that. There we go. I'm going to actually take the rest of this and mix it. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Another raid?
Another raid? What up,
Whoa.
Raiders?
Beyond the box art. Hello. Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Thank you for joining us.
We're in test mode right now using our heavy body acrylics. Actually, I'm going to keep these up here because I want them.
Christopher,
expert acrylics.
Let's show them what you're painting today.
Yeah. Painting up Smaug.
Painting up Smaug.
Okay, so that's still pretty. Still got not enough water on it, but I'm liking the direction, right? Okay, here we go. You can go back to my palette, right? Yeah, you can show them the palette, Jordan. So see, now I'm starting to get, see that? That's the color I made, right? Again, chat, I am testing this out, so here we go. All right, Jordan, let's see how this looks on the model.
All right, let's do it.
You could probably hit the 200% zoom in.
Ooh, hold on now.
Jordan.
Hold on 1 sec, real quick.
What's up?
So, this is relevant really quick.
I don't want this to, what's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you go.
No. Do 200 for me. I want to see if it actually, okay, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Continue. What were you saying?
I was just saying, Beyond the Box Art, who just rated us, was working on a second edition 40K box art homage.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool because you are really excited about some old school, old Hammer stuff that is that era.
Also, bring up my palette cam up there, too. I want to make sure everybody sees that. All right. Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's why I want to bring it up. I thought it was really cool that Beyond the Box Art is working on something that is like...
Okay, here we go.
Kind of neat and close to what you're working on right now. All right, your
so
hat's covering.
I'm just glazing this right
your hat's
now.
Covering. There we go.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So here's the wonderful thing about these the expert acrylics is you get this like really nice ability to really thin them down and utilize a lot of that transparency.
Yeah.
Especially in something like the Pyro Red or the Nickel Azo Yellow.
Yeah. And see, if you see up here, I'm just kind of whisking the brush back and going and adding even more red. Okay. I'm liking this. Adding a little bit more water to the whole mix. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is what I was going for. Cuz I wanted it to look orange like the picture, but have some of this texture come out on the bottom. Right?
See you later, Flapjack.
Flapjack, take it easy.
Enjoy your trench crusade.
Yep, we will announce the June topic for the monthly challenge next week. So stay tuned for that.
Are we going to announce it on social media? Or are we going to announce it on...
We're going to announce it on Monday, probably.
Cool. You already have it all sorted?
I think so. I'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. It's very orange. So if you guys, I'm still up here testing this out, right?
You got your hat in the frame.
I'm going to have to move this a little bit then. So that you guys, I got to see on this side. I'm going to come down here a little bit. This model is so difficult to paint. It's fun. It's just extremely difficult. But hopefully you guys can kind of see what's happening, right? I did the stippling. I did the mix over here with these two colors. I'm using one of my old synthetic 6 brushes. And I'm just glazing over my stipple work. I'm going over and like adding water just from the brush, right? Just adding water from my brush like this. And then just
barbecue chicken neck.
Just yeah, it kind of does. It is kind of like barbecue chicken. Because what I'll do with
the chicken neck.
Yeah. You know, it is kind of like I'm basting meat a little bit. But this orange is coming out pretty good for what I'm going for here. Hopefully you guys are... Hopefully it's translating. I think it is. You definitely can see how glossy... Or not glossy, like how the glaze is working. It does kind of look like barbecue chicken. Frank's Red Hot.
It really does. It's like the perfect color
Red
for
Hot.
it.
But that's okay, because what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to have to add some more red and pinks into this, but I might dry brush that
So
after this dries.
Cyber Spy,
yes.
Is stippling like dry brushing? A friend is asking.
Is stippling like dry brushing?
No,
it's
different
more of
techniques.
like a dab motion, and then.
So think of dry brushing as removing a lot of excess paint off of your brush that is domed or wedge shaped or what have you.
Yeah.
And you're dragging it softly across the edges of detail, and the paint is catching on those bits of detail.
Okay, I'm gonna add more red in now, you guys. Not red enough. Yeah, here we go. Now it's really watery. I'm keeping that on purpose. I'm keeping it very watery. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, stippling is basically where you're just loading paint onto the brush, and then you're depositing the paint from the tip of the brush onto the model in like a stabbing motion, right? And the idea is you're using a larger brush head so that not all of the points of the brush connect with the model at the same time, and you end up with this rough, uneven texture that is virtually impossible to replicate unless it's done in the exact same time or in the exact same way multiple times.
Okay, I am really liking how this is. So I'm taking the same mix, right? And as you're watching me do this, I'm adding more the pyro red back into this.
So why are you adding the pyro red back in? What made you choose?
I wanted it to be a touch more red.
Okay.
And it is achieving what I'm looking for, because I think I'm also going to dry brush over this.
So what about these new paints is helping you to do these things?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
So like what about these two paints is helping you do these sorts of techniques?
What's interesting for me right now, I don't typically glaze ever.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the water. I'm able to really feel like I can control this glaze more with my water amounts and my brush, and make it more it feels very transparent, which is like our transparent paints, right? But as I'm noticing, like even up here, right? Sorry, it's a little out of frame. It's starting to dry, and I'm starting to really see the effect. So, sorry, I'm trying to get this really.
Cyber Spy, you would not want to water the paint down when you're stippling. Not generally. You can, but it's.
I don't. I don't. I actually.
typically.
So if you go back and watch most of the VOD yesterday, I only cleaned my dry brush for stippling just a little bit in between each color, but I didn't even clean it between each color. So anyway.
Would you mind posting on the Discord the reference that Sushi is? Yeah, I can post it. I have my phone here.
Yeah. That way you guys can kind of see where I'm headed.
Where should I post?
Because you know what I'm gonna do at some point? Once I get all of this, I'm gonna do transparent white on the whole bottom of all of this. Because in the picture, you'll see that he has some white in his belly.
Chris, where should I post this?
You just post it in the main chat.
Okay.
Just so that people can go really quick and look at it over there. Would you mind posting? Yep, we got that Swifter Bear. Luke Curtis is asking, is glazing the same as what Games Workshop would call shade paints? That's a Jordan question. I don't...
The short answer is no, but I will give you a better explanation here in just a second.
Yeah, he's going to post that picture.
Bear with me just a second while I post this.
Yeah, this one's really...
I'm gonna post this image in main chat, okay, guys?
Yeah, post it in main chat. Oh my gosh, this is so funny how I'm having to do this model. Oh yeah, I'm liking this, chat. I'm liking it as this is drying. We're on discovery mode. Get ready. Get ready to live. I'm living right now. I don't know about you guys. I am living. Paint on the model. My motto today. Hey, you know what, chat? What am I doing? Paint on the model. I'm channeling my inner child and exploring the fun forest of painting. Okay. I don't know what I just said.
That photo has been posted, Swifter Bear, in the main chat. So go ahead and check it out. The deets and doots.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Luke Curtis' question: is glazing the same as what Games Workshop would call a shade paint? It is not. So the shade paints from Games Workshop are washes, and what a wash does is a paint, a technical paint that you use as a tool to add shadow to the recesses of models that you were painting. So that's what a wash does. A glaze is designed to filter the color on top of something else. So you're applying a filter on top of like this orange, like what Chris is doing right now. He's applying an oil or not an oil, an orange filter on top of the textured yellow base that he's painted on the whole model. But if Chris was just using a wash, you wouldn't have this much discoloration from the previous steps.
Now, it's not, And
you're welcome, Cyberspy.
I'm going to have to reapproach, I think, the top portion here. Because it's not coming out as orangey.
We got about half an hour, Chris.
Who knows? I might keep going.
Your butt'll keep going.
I won't. Gross. Don't do it. I'm focusing.
You are very, very off camera. Or rather, you're on camera, but your hat is.
Out, please.
Are we still on the 200?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Your hat is bumping into frame quite a bit. So
yeah, that's okay.
It's cutting off a lot of it.
Can't paint this model. I'm like having to get down here like a. Okay. I'm liking this layering. I'm gonna see how that is. I'm gonna have to clean this up a lot. The face too.
Hey Treebeard, go ahead and send a message. Oh, I'll take care of this. Hold on.
Whoop. So you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Very watery right now. I'm okay, chat. It is very pricey, paint liquor. Very cool model. And I actually do plan to play the game with this model. But it is very pricey. And I'm having to really hold this really calawampus-y here. So
Calawampus.
Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me back up like right here. There we go. This is just the base glazing I'm doing. Hopefully you guys are kind of starting to see what my thought process on this thing. It's heavy.
Getting an arm workout.
A little bit. Okay. Okay. I'm actually liking where this is headed. How you doing over there?
Doing good. Having a hard time getting my elbow on the desk with this big old whiteboard on top of everything. Yes, Alex. There was about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, there was one batch of transparent white that had an issue. We have since stabilized that issue and have not seen issues. Unfortunately, due to how our distribution system works, a lot of those bottles got out into the hands of customers, and if we do see issues like that, we'll swap them out. But we do have to verify that they were purchased in and around that period of time.
Okay. This is where we're at right now. I'm going to flip it upside down. Really hard to show you all where I'm at, but this is where the red is at. Now, what I'm thinking is what is really going to make this come back to where I want the reference, right? Actually, you posted it in main chat.
Yeah. Do you want to pull it up?
No, I'm actually going to do this.
There you go.
I'm going to keep the reference up for myself over here. Main chat. Let's see.
Yeah, I when was yours purchased, Treebeard?
Okay. I know what I'm going to do with this. That's right, love. Got myself a little bit of orange I need. Okay. Oh my gosh, he's got some green on his claws too. Oh my. Woo-hoo.
What?
That's great.
What?
He's got also like little green. He has little green little bits on his claws. I'm just now noticing. Okay. So we're kind of close.
Minus all the gold.
But see, his belly is going to be white. So heck, I might do some, like, starting here, I might do some transparent white.
I wouldn't do white.
Hey, don't tell me what to do.
Fine. Christopher, do
No, I'm probably going to do
purple.
I'll work up. I'm not going to do white out of the airbrush. I might at the end after I might do like a light filter of it, but we'll see.
Oh my goodness. Christopher.
What's up?
Masucci Liz in the
Whoa!
chat.
That's my mom.
You missed a spot there, Sushi.
Wow. How you doing? Yeah, I did miss a spot.
Is this the Space Marine herself?
That's the Space Marine. That's my mom. Welcome in, mother.
Hello.
She's a good lady. She's a Space Marine. She's a good lady.
Thank you for appearing before us today.
That's my mom.
We're
painting
truly tell Christopher that he's missed a spot.
I have missed a spot, yes. And this model is quite large. And it's getting there, though. We're making some progress. What it's missing, I'm noticing, is that it needs
son.
From what I'm noticing is that I am missing some orange. It's more orangey, but maybe I do that with like a glaze or something, or dry brush. Okay.
I'm with Jordan. Go with white.
This is definitely more red. Actually, this is pretty good. He's got like black tips on these too. that I'm noticing. Okay. I'm kind of liking this. Yeah. Where do I go from here? I need to add some more orange to his arms. That's what I need to do. And I might go straight up orange on this. Plus, I spilled some water. Hold on, chat.
You spilled water?
I spilled water.
What are you doing?
That's right. No! Spilled a lot of water. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We're back. I'm going to go back on his arms here. Right? And this is where I'm going to put more orange. I think I'm done with the heavy bodies. I think you all just got a very nice glimpse into that.
Also, I want to point out, look at how crazy saturated that is.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
What that resulted in.
Maybe I'll do some like, because this whole, so this whole part needs to become like, it needs to become orange, right? So I'm thinking I make like a transparent orange work up here. Yeah, let's do a little transparent orange.
Yes, Padawan. Yes. Padawan.
I'm not reading right now. I love to live as a Space Marine. I'm with Jordan. Go with white, yeah. When is Liz Masucci gonna work at Monument with Chris and Alex? We're just gonna get a whole bunch of different lineages in here.
I feel like if your mother was working with you and Alex, nothing would happen.
What are you talking about? We get good work done.
It would be a wild and chaotic time.
We'd have a good time.
If my understanding of your mother is at all even remotely accurate, it would be insanity.
We would have a good time.
Oh, that's the perfect orange.
Yeah, just transparent, a little transparent orange with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm doing here. Let me just...
All right. Masucci Liz. Okay, I'm late to the game. What is Under Painting Dragons?
Why don't you describe that to her, Jordan? What's underpainting?
Excuse me, let me pull the textbook out real quick. Well, underpainting is when...
You paint under something.
When you paint under something. No, the idea is that you build a foundation of color underneath the layers that you put on top of it in an effort to leave some of those colors peeking through as you paint layers on top of it. So you can add a lot of color into those layers that you put on top by incorporating the colors from below by leaving them slightly transparent.
That's what I'm painting. Yes, underpainting.
Yes. Chris is actually painting the entire model underneath the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right.
It is, in fact, underpainting.
It is underpainting.
He is overpainting the desk.
Okay, so this worked out. So if you guys see the reference picture, and actually what I'm going to do with this, I'm testing these certain areas, but I know exactly what I'm going to do with this once this is dried. Hopefully you're all enjoying this as much as I am.
I'm having a great time.
I am very much learning a lot at the current moment. This is, just for everybody who knows, this is the first time I've ever used transparent orange. Believe it or not.
You said that's the first time you've ever used transparent orange?
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Just because I'm testing it out. Plus, it's
oh my gosh, Mo.
What's that? What'd Mo say, Chris?
I said, Chris, your mom is pretty cool.
He's ribbing
What
me.
happened to you?
What did happen to me? What happened, chat? And actually, it's so funny because the in the picture, the claws are green.
I love. Okay, I definitely thought that your mom wrote the last two messages.
What's that?
Underneath the I'm an expert proofreader, so there's that. And then the next line from Alex WP that says, so the question is, which way would Smaug wear his pants?
I don't know.
But the wear was the wrong wear.
Oh.
And it needed to be retyped. So I thought your mom typed in.
Oh no, that's Alex.
I'm an excellent proofreader, and then wrote it wrong and had to correct it.
Oh yeah.
But no, that was not the case.
All right. Whew, excuse me.
Christopher.
Yes.
Yourself.
Thank you. All right. So this is definitely.
Oh, you did miss a spot.
I did?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The red glaze right underneath the shoulder.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta go back and reapproach a lot of these spots here.
Bless you, son.
Thank you.
Christopher, you've been blessed.
Thank you.
By your mother.
Okay. So, you want to punch in on that?
Yeah. You want what, 200?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, nice.
So, transparent orange. I think I'm actually going to take transparent orange and re-glaze over the whole red that I did at some point, right? But we'll see.
Do you think you might stipple a little bit on top, or dry brush a little bit on top?
Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll try. Not now, but I think I'll do this. On this, I do have an idea of what I'm going to do, and I'm going to dry brush something over this once it's dry, right? My favorite dry brushing techniques, essentially. Let's think. Yes.
You need this.
I'm gonna dry this a little bit. Oh, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go to the other side and use some transparent orange on this. Man, it is so hard to move this model around.
Challenge was up to you. Mm-hmm.
Artistic Outlaw, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. Shooter Bear.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. The actual search thing. Yes. I know what you're talking about now. It is clear to me that I did say underpainting. Underpainting is what I've done, like when you look at this, right? The stippling has been the underpainting, and then I glaze over it. I glaze over the underpainting. Is what I meant in the description, if that is what you're talking about. Yes, transparent orange is awesome, Drifter Bear. I'm going to do a little bit more. Right? A couple drops of that.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
I got 10 minutes, chat.
Yep.
And then I'm done.
Because no, you're not done after 10 minutes. I have a big important question after 10 minutes.
What's that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
It is a good question, though.
Okay.
It's a legitimate question, but I think it's a capstone thing.
Capstone.
It's a car wash.
Okay, and I'm gonna do a little bit more of the.
Not sure if this is next level gaslighting or not.
Oh.
No, it's an actual thing that Chris will appreciate.
Next level gaslighting.
It feels like standard gaslighting.
And I'm just going back and transparent orange is really doing me good today.
They're hitting all the little spines on the wing with this transparent orange as well, or just the arm.
The spines too, because these scales, I'm gonna go back and dry brush with some olive flesh.
Next level gaslighting is Kenny's stream. That's funny on so many levels.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do the traditional green because that illustration actually has his claws down here. This is actually green in the illustration.
Which is?
His hands are, if you zoom into it. Yeah. So I'm going to let that side dry, right? Because this side now is looking really good. Right?
Yeah, that looks nice.
So I'm finding this to be very Bob Ross-ish. Hey, there you go. Channeling my inner Bob Ross.
Indeed.
So now, for the last little bit, I'm going to take my favorite color at
Happy little scales.
All times. Happy little scales.
I mean, the thing is, like, this model doesn't actually have that many scales on it. Like, it has
some
little
here,
like micro scales.
Micro.
You can't like paint scales like that.
So
the stuff on his shoulder and his elbow and arm and stuff, those are scales for sure.
So for me, chat, my favorite color is olive flesh.
Yeah. All over, baby.
I'm going to try it on this because I will, on a majority of my models, if not all of them, I like personally just doing a dry brush of olive flesh. Like, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like your signature painting style.
I just like it.
It looks great.
It makes me feel happy.
It's that. It's hard to describe it. It's like the concept of edge highlighting, right? It edge highlights your whole model from head to toe, in a very light, single monochrome color. And I think that's just awesome.
Now, I would normally do this with there we go.
Alex, yeah, we got all those comfortable colors. We work in everything 100%.
Nice. I like that. A little smudgy, but that's okay. I normally do this with an old artillery brush. Oh, that's still drying over there.
You probably.
Yeah, I don't have an old artillery brush. I have one at my desk, I believe. But I'm liking how that looks.
Your mom says it's nice with a lighter color on there.
Nice, isn't it? Not too bad. Not too shabby.
And Swifter Bear, to give you a quick answer, I'm doing very well. I have been keeping busy with work and playing games, hanging out with people, fine people like Christopher himself. He is a good person. He's good company.
Okay, so you see this though.
That's really nice.
Right? You can start to see there are scales on here.
This now, when you've done the scales like this with a really nice light orange on top.
See that? Yep. See that? Popping out the veins.
I thought Chris painting was going to be a meme, but it's actually been really nice. Look, Chris is a good painter, and he's got really cool ideas. I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate about Chris's painting. Is that
themes, man? I like the themes.
It's not even that. I think you, more than most people that I talk to about painting, are never afraid to try random crap. Like, you know what I mean, though? Like, you
true.
genuinely, you're just like, I'm going to throw it on the model. Let's figure it out. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, you see how the head's now, like, you see that's...
Yeah, you pull out all the detail with that really light dry brush.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just like trying stuff out, you know? And I'm noticing, I don't know, I just like trying stuff out, you know? Like, I didn't even realize that this was going to start happening here, right? But I'm really liking that now, right?
All right, Christopher, we're at 353.
353, all right?
We're getting close.
Getting
and
close.
I do have a big important question for you.
Uh-oh. So, let me see. Hopefully you guys can start to see a little bit come to life, right? You want to punch out one?
Oh, yeah. I kind of get so used to being that
that's
far
okay.
in.
I do this because the reason why I do these heavy dry brushes at the end is that 3-foot rule, right? Because from over here, I'm actually really liking how this looks. And you can see a little bit of shadow left in here, right? But that's kind of the idea. I'm also painting with my left hand right now.
You got this.
You can kind of see what I'm doing, but there's barely any. So then let's flip them over. You can punch in again if you like. And then I'm actually going to hold up the wing, the bottle of glaze and wash medium on the other side. Here, punch in on 200 for me.
Oh, yeah, 200.
See if that works. Yeah. Okay.
And while you're working on this,
sure,
I'm going to ask the question that I've been
wanting to ask you.
So you mentioned that this has been a really exciting couple of days, and you've learned a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
from this experience.
Oh, a little too much right there.
My question is, what? Oh yeah, you got to remove way more.
Oopsie.
Way more than that.
There we go.
Get
it off a little bit. There we go. What's up?
What is the most exciting thing that you have learned or picked up on?
Sure.
In your couple of days doing this.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway right now is that the glazing is not as daunting as I thought it would be, just in general, right? Or making a glaze. I don't really glaze often, right?
What about it was less scary?
Well, you know what? I started way less, like with less. I started with more water this time, so that it wasn't as harsh, right?
Yeah.
So I don't use transparents a lot. Less transparents, more glaze and wash, and water to start, and then you build up from there. That's what I've really learned.
It's always easy to make it more intense.
Yes. All right, that's looking really good. Yes. You see what I'm doing here right now?
Yeah.
Look at the small screen. But he is coming out really good.
Look at how nice this is coming along.
Yeah. Let's see. Now put it back on the camera. Okay, here we go. I wanted to show this.
Duck Elf says you're doing great, Chris.
Hey, we're trying. Okay, here we go.
Little baby Smaug. Christopher is kind of holding it like a baby right now.
Yeah.
Baby Smaug. Baby Smaug. With a little Smaug.
Did that answer your question there, Jordan?
Yeah. No.
Specifically, I think that was my biggest takeaway thus far.
Yeah, I mean, I was really interested. Like you were talking about how you had learned a lot, and I was really interested to kind of get a sense of
where I learned.
Not where, but what you found was the most intriguing thing for you to like pick up on during this experience.
Yeah, I think that's definitely,
because I don't think you've really had a dedicated like couple of days to work on a project on a stream before.
No, I definitely learned that big models are hard to paint on camera like this.
That is the truth.
So here's the base. Right. Ouch. Also, he's super spiky.
There it is.
He's coming along. Right?
What a guy.
No,
what a lad.
I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 3:58. We're right there. We started a little early.
Yep, chat. I used a lot of paints. I did a lot of discovery today with our heavy body or our expert artist acrylics.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So just put paint on the model.
Put paint on the model.
That's it. Isn't that right, Jordan?
This is right.
You take the paint and you put it on the model. That's how you paint. From what I've been told and taught. Thank you, Paint Liquor. Thank you, everybody. Chris is like, look at my beautiful son. My son. Thank you, guys. Thanks, North Rex. Yeah, it's fun. This has been a fun project. Obviously, shout out to Mike again for sending this to us. I'm doing it some interesting justice, I would say. Definitely exploring with it, that's for sure. So I'm liking how it looks on the base. This model's so funny because the wings really hide a lot of it. I haven't painted the inside of this model like hardly.
I mean, in profile, you see so much of just that big
wings and stuff.
Now on the back side, you do see a lot of the inside.
Yeah.
Right? That's where like taking the time to do the inside of the wings really helps.
Yep. And the base is essentially done. I'm gonna do a couple more things to the stone, but Jordan has an awesome short for how to do mouth and teeth. I'm gonna be doing that.
Nice. Yep.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a good weekend.
Yeah. Thank you again, Raiders.
Yes, the raids. Thank you all so much.
If you guys are still hanging out,
fun with us.
Thank you. Give us a follow.
Yeah, so give us a follow. We're going to find somebody to raid after this, but check out the store link that Jordan put up. We stream here Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix. If you don't know what Mountain Standard Time is, look up Phoenix, Arizona. Also check out the YouTube link that Jordan put up. That's where all of the VODs are. After we go live, they all go to there, so you never miss something, and that's where we do all the tutorials. And yeah, I think that's it. Again, if you're looking for where we sell Pro Acryl, check out that FLGS link that Jordan put up, and we're gonna find somebody to raid, and that's it. Next week, we'll see. Maybe in the beginning of Monday, I might do a little bit more. We'll see, just a little bit, because then we have the challenge, and then Tuesday through Friday, Jordan is gonna be painting up some stuff using the amp colors.
This guy just wants another day to paint.
I might want another day to paint. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all so much, and we'll catch you next week. Take it easy.
Take it easy, everyone.
Bye.